What's up, everyone? How's it going? Today, I'm going to be talking about the East Coast versus West Coast new era rap beef that's going on right now. We have Joey on the East Coast representing New York versus Vaughn on the West Coast representing California, representing TDE, which is Top Dog Entertainment. And yeah, so I just want to get into it. And this video is kind of made for the hip hop listeners that aren't casuals but aren't hip hop heads. Just right down the middle. That's kind of where I'm at. So I'm gonna give the information that I know, and I want to kind of talk about it in a timeline kind of thing, so that we can see what came out, who responded, and talk about the songs that came out. All right, so let's get into it. So we all know that last year there was the Kendrick and Drake beef, and I believe that that kind of laid out the blueprint for this beef that's going on currently because it's kind of being seen as an East versus West Coast kind of thing. That's kind of how it was with the Kendrick beef. Kendrick's was more a cultural standpoint, but he really talked about the West Coast and all the love for them and everything because Kendrick came up from that. So today, talking about Joey Badass and the West Coast with Vaughn and all of them, they basically, Joey released a song called The Ruler's Back. And this was a couple months ago. And he had the bar, I'll put it up now. He said, too much West Coast D-licking going on. And some people didn't like that very much. And Joey has kind of sent some subliminal shots towards some West Coast rappers, names like Vaughn and the rapper Daylyt. Those are two big ones. There was a recently there was a Red Bull Freestyle, kind of cipher kind of thing. There was Ab-Soul on it, Big Sean, and Joey Badass. And Joey name dropped Vaughn, and he also name dropped Daylyt on there. And they didn't take that too lightly. See, Vaughn ended up releasing a diss track called Hoe Era. And I also want to mention, before I go into the track by track, I want to mention that when I say released, I mean on YouTube. None of these have come out on streaming services. You're not going to find them on there. You can actually find them in the description of this video. I'll leave the links for all of them. But yeah, so Vaughn released Hoe Era, and he's taking shots at Joey. He's letting him know what's up. He calls him Hoey, and kind of play on words. And he kind of has same kind of flow as Kendrick's recent sounding flow. And Joey claps back with the song "The Finals." And on this song, he kind of mentions Vaughn as being artificial. He's a Kendrick prototype and all that. And he's saying he's nobody really. He's saying he's a little man. And on this diss track, The Finals, Joey talks about how he wants to go after Kendrick. He wants the top dog, literal like the man. He wants to go Kendrick. He wants to go at him. And I think that'd be really cool to see as a listener. I mean, seeing these Kendrick and Joey, if they went at it, they're two lyricists, great rappers, some of the best in the game. So I think that'd be really cool to see. But I'm not sure if Kendrick's going to respond. He is on a tour right now for GNX, so he's might not even be paying mind to that. But we all know that Joey wants Kendrick to respond. He's going after Kendrick, really. After we got both a diss track from Vaughn and Joey, and we kind of have West Coast versus East Coast here. A lot of artists started kind of showing their sides on social media. I'll put up an example of Lucky saying that he was kind of learned rap from TDE. So we're seeing people pick sides here, and I'm gonna get into the artists who are kind of on each side and what they're going for. Really, I'm gonna get into the next artists that have released some music. So the rapper Chike, you might know him from Kendrick's new album. He was a feature on. He was the best feature on GNX, to be honest. And he released a song called Game Time. Now he actually released this one on streaming services, so I'm not going to talk too much about it because there's no there's no real direct diss to Joey, I don't think. But it's a really good song. You should check it out. After that is when it gets really interesting because the artist Reason, he's a former TDE artist, another one. So he's representing West Coast. He drops a song called The Dead Apple. And I think this one is super good. It has two beat switches on it, which I love. I love beat switches in music. And he's coming after Joey, really. He's not talking. He's not letting him talk down on the West Coast or TDE, and he's just flowing all across this beat, all across every beat on it, really. So I'm loving it. You know, it's real hip hop, it's real rap and everything. So it's great to see as a listener. Now we're gonna get into some back and forths. On May 19th, the rapper Daylyt, he finally responds. He releases the track called "Word to MIMVA." I'm not gonna lie, I don't know what that stands for. Didn't really look into it, but it's a good song. I think the last half of it is definitely the better half. Um, but he's also going after Joey. Daylyt is a rapper from California, and he represents the West Coast as well. So now we got Vaughn, Az Chike, Daylyt on the West Coast, and it's just Joey standing alone over here on the East Coast. After Daylyt dropped, Az Chike really released a diss track for Joey. It's called "What Would You Do?" It's literally says Joey Badass diss track, and he snaps on this one. I mean, his rapping is crazy. I've seen a lot of hate for it, but I like Az Chike, so I mean, I'm not gonna say anything bad about it. I think it's really good. I also want to mention that I'm not from California and I'm not from New York, so I don't really have a side in this rap beef. I'm just enjoying it from the stands, if you will. You know, it's just good to see. It's real hip hop. It's just rap battles basically, and great lyricism all around, even some great beats too. So, and like I mentioned earlier, I love beat switches. So there's a lot of that in diss tracks that you'll see. Then after those, we have CJ Fly dropping the track "STINGray." And CJ Fly is a New York artist. So now we got someone representing the East Coast along with Joey. He's not holding back either. He's got some bars on there. I think there's a beat switch on this one if I'm not mistaken. But I've never heard CJ Fly like on his own. I know he's collaborated with Joey in the past, but he's a good rapper. I mean, this kind of put me onto him because I mean, if he raps like that in all his other songs, then I'm a fan of him. So it's good raps. It's definitely a good diss track. On the night of the 19th, Joey drops the diss track "My Town." And this one, this kind of marks the start of round two, in my opinion, if you can label it as that. And he goes off on this track for sure. He had a funny bar. He called Az Chike ass cheek because he was like, who even are these rappers that are coming at me ass cheek? And I thought that was funny. That was good wordplay on his name. But this one wasn't as good as his first one, in my opinion. I like the finals better than My Town, but it's still a really good song for sure. Less than an hour after that song came out, Vaughn immediately drops Golden Eye. And now, if we're keeping up the standard of the rounds, I think Vaughn won this round. I personally liked Golden Eye better. I also like the album cover, the art better for it, but that's doesn't have to do with it really. But yeah, I just liked his raps on this one, and he responded well. I just hope that it's truly him talking and not some writers in TDE, because I mean, you can see Joey's standpoint from Joey saying that Vaughn's a nobody. He's only known for his label, and I mean, Vaughn's releasing these tracks off of Top Dog Entertainment's YouTube channel. So I mean, there's that to say something. Joey's kind of right about that, kind of. But I mean, Vaughn's great artist, anyways. He's a super good rapper, and he's a big put on if you don't listen to him already. But I don't even know. Maybe Vaughn doesn't even have a YouTube channel. So what I just said could not even mean anything. But it's a good song. I liked it better than My Town. My Town also had by Joey. It had a feature on it. I think it was Loaded Lux. I'm pretty sure. I'm assuming that's a New York artist. I don't know him. Sorry, hip hop heads. I'm sorry, but I think Vaughn took the crown on this one. Also, on the night of the 19th, the artist Kai Cash dropped the song "Nixon Six." Um, you can probably guess Kai Cash is a New York artist. He said Nixon Six, so we'll see about that. But he's got a good song here. This is another put on. He's a good rapper, and it's a good beat and everything. So it's really cool to see all these people jumping in, picking sides. Now, at the time of recording this video, it's May 20th, and Daylyt just released a track, Ayo. Um, this one isn't as good as his first one, in my opinion, but I don't think he's going to get a whole lot of recognition on his songs, but I just wanted to add it because it's part of the timeline of what's currently happening. I think this is super fun to see. I mean, the beef is great. I'm not on either side, so it's just cool to sit back and watch and listen to these good raps coming out of both sides. West Coast, you know, Vaughn, Daylyt, AZ Chike, Reason. East Coast, you got Joey Badass, CJ Fly, Kai Cash, and others. So, you know, there's going to be more to come. There's going to be more people jumping on sides, and I hope this gets really big. Hopefully we get some of these songs on streaming services soon, but we'll see. I mean, a lot of them sample some other things. So I think GoldenEye by Vaughn sampled 50 Cent, which is pretty cool because I mean, you know, 50 Cent's from New York, so that's kind of cool to put on a diss track. It's unique. But yeah, so we'll see. Just let me know what you think about this video. Let me know if I missed anything. Subscribe, hit that like button, comment, do whatever you do. You. Peace.